So today we have a bunch of injuries, about 7 games, and a pretty far out there rumor to cover. So without further delay, let's just hop into everything that happened last night. It went from he's going to miss the next game, to he's going to miss the next 4 to 6 games, to you know what? The man just ain't gonna play the rest of the season, how about that? Mr. Process himself, Joel Embiid, will join Ben Simmons on the sidelines for the rest of the season. Well, I guess for Sixers fans, this is good news and bad news. I mean, we all know he can ball. There is no doubt about that. He was on pace to win Rookie of the Year this year, and he still very well might win Rookie of the Year, even though he's played only like, what, 31 games so far this season? So it is scary dealing with a player like this who can't seem to stay on the court. However, it's good because it gives him time to fully recover. See, the worst thing you can do to a player is have him play injured or come back from an injury too early, because it can cause further damage. So for now, we just have to wait until next season to see what Embiid, Simmons, and whatever other rookies, yes, rookies considering they have so many draft picks, can do on the court together. Kyle Lowry has missed the past 3 games for Toronto and is now set to miss what could be the rest of the regular season. Now, don't be too worried, Raptors fans. He said he could be back to play in the last stretch of the regular season and will no doubt be back come playoff time. But it is unfortunate. Now he's out because of a wrist surgery to remove loose bodies in his right wrist. And it's unfortunate because the Raptors are still trying to climb back up in the Eastern Conference standings. They hit a rough patch right before the All-Star break, which saw them fall from 2nd to 4th in the East. However, with the win last night, you know they're back at 3rd, but only a half game up from 4th on the Washington Wizards. So, catching up to Boston, the 2nd seed, they're 2 games behind Boston, seems a bit more unlikely now, but it's still possible. But without Kyle Lowry, it's going to be much harder. Keeping the injury theme going, the Knicks center, who currently holds the most valuable contract in NBA history and who all teams are just waiting to be available for trade from the Knicks, none other than Mr. Pimp My Jump Shot himself, Joakim Noah, is out for the remainder of the season, as he will have to undergo knee surgery, the same knee surgery that he had back in 2014. No, in all seriousness though, I am sorry to hear about this, Joakim Noah. You know, I may not like you as much as a player anymore. I may think the Knicks have overpaid for you, but it still sucks to see a player having these continuous knee problems. So, you know, hope you get better soon. I take this news with like a million grains of salt. It once again comes from New York reporter Frank Isola, whom, if you guys remember, was the guy that made the article claiming that LeBron wanted the Cavaliers to go, quote, all in their pursuit of Melo, even if it meant trading Love. So after that, you know, you kind of have to look with an eye of skepticism to whatever he says. But nonetheless, Frank is back at it again, this time saying that he's been hearing chatter that the Knicks could waive guard Derrick Rose. Now, we all know that Rose's agent just came out and said that Derrick Rose wants to stay in New York, blah, 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 blah. However, we also know that there is just about as much chance of that happening as the Knicks reaching the finals this year. And could they actually just flat out waive Rose? Well, yes, they're capable of doing it, but personally, I don't think they would. Rose may not be the point guard going forward for this team, but you're still paying him a boatload of money this season, and you want to get something from him in return. And really what he provides at the moment is ticket sales. See, people go to the Garden to see Rose, Melo, and Porzingis play. If you get rid of Rose, sure, people will still go to watch, but would as many people go to watch? So from a business standpoint, which the owner I'm sure cares about, it would make no sense to waive Rose. However, as a team standpoint, it could make just a little bit of sense. And as for the reason why they would do this, I'd imagine it would be so they could lose as many games as possible. It's not like they're winning a bunch at the moment, but at this point, every loss counts. That is, I'm hoping they're trying to lose as many games as possible so they could get the highest draft pick that they possibly can. But still, I'm not sure if they go as far as to waive a player making $21 million this year to do that. And that about wraps up all the news from last night. Now let's get into the action from last night's games. Karma is a mysterious thing. I said in a video a couple of days ago how karma was on the Knicks side in their game versus Sixers when Carmelo hit the game winner. Well, today, I think it's safe to say it was the other way around, as DeMar DeRozan was the hero. DeRozan knocked down a jumper in the final seconds to give the Raptors the 92-91 win over New York. Without Lowry, DeRozan continues to dominate, scoring 37 points and grabbing 8 rebounds. Serge Ibaka also contributed 15 points, and Carmelo Anthony scored 24 for the Knicks. Dwight Howard gets ejected for receiving 2 techs in this one. The first technical came in a little scuffle with Al Horford, then the second came from, I guess, hanging on the rim a millisecond too long, or at least that's what the refs say. The NBA says otherwise, however, because after the game, they came out and said that Howard shouldn't have received a tech for that, and of course that means that he shouldn't have been ejected. The Hawks still got the win though, 114-98 over the Celtics. Dennis Schroeder returned to the starting lineup and scored 21 points, and Howard had 17 points and 12 rebounds before he was asked to leave the game. And Isaiah Thomas's 20-point game streak ends as he scores 19. LeBron James returned from strep throat to lead the Cavs past the Bucks 102-94. He scored 24 points as well as grabbed 10 rebounds and dished out 6 assists in his return, and Kyrie Irving had 25 points and 9 assists for Cleveland. And Milwaukee did manage to keep the game close, led by rookie Malcolm Brogdon off the bench and his 20 points. It seems this guy really likes playing against Cleveland. Kevin Durant also returned last night as the Warriors played the Sixers, and you know, they kinda needed him to help put away the feisty Sixers. He dropped 27 points, Klay scored 21, and Steph had 19, and Draymond Green with an all-around game of 14 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. Dario Saric could win Rookie of the Year considering he's actually played in over half the games this season. He's been on a tear recently. He had 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. 119-108 was your final score. The Pacers seem to be the kryptonite of the Rockets. They beat them earlier this season, and they did it again last night, 117-108. For the most part, the Pacers held James Harden under control. He shot 5 of 17 from the field, still scored 25 points, but that's because he knows how to get to the free throw line whenever he wants. 12 assists and 7 rebounds for Harden as well, and Lou Williams had 28 off the bench. And low-key, I feel like he wanted to go to Houston just so he could steal the 6th Man of the Year award away from Gordon. Jeff T continues to be impressive for Indy at least though, as he drops 25 and collects 8 rebounds as well as 6 assists. And Paul George continues to struggle with his shot since the All-Star break, scoring 15 points to go with 7 rebounds and 5 assists. After getting 142 dropped on them by the Houston Rockets, the Wolves responded, holding the Kings to only 88 in their 102-88 win. How much of an accomplishment that is remains to be seen, however, though, as the Kings struggled to score in their last game as well. Karl Anthony Towns dominant as always with 29 points and 17 rebounds, and the scoring machine Andrew Wiggins had 27 points for Minnesota. Willie Cauley-Stein led the Kings with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. A blast from the past, Miami versus Dallas. A lot has changed from these two teams meeting in the finals back in 2011. A lot except for the outcome, as the Mavs once again get the win 96-89. Harrison Barnes and S. Curry did the job for Dallas. Barnes with 24 points and Seth with 29. Hassan Whiteside for Miami was 1 point and 1 rebound away from a 2020 game. That must suck. 19 points and 19 rebounds for him. And that about wraps up all the action for the day 125 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season. And now you guys know what time it is. It is time to get into the player of the day. Yesterday, you guys selected Russell Westbrook and his 41 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists as your player of the day, and here are today's nominees. You have Draymond Green and his 14 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds, and 5 steals. LeBron James and his 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. DeMar DeRozan and his 37 points, including the game winner, and 8 rebounds, or Karl Anthony Towns and his 29 points and 17 rebounds. You guys can go vote for the player of the day right now. The link to the poll will be in the description box below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like on it and subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NBA news. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!